One of the many functions of the abdominal muscles is to protect and support the internal organs. Furthermore, when our abdominal muscles are strong and well-toned, they can accomplish their function of protection and support with the necessary flexibility that is needed quite well. To expand on this, our abdominal muscles create a wall that is made up of multiple layers. One of the considered strongest layers is the fibrous connective tissue called the fascia. This envelopes the muscles, coming together, thickening, creating the tendinous intersections that form, making up the so-called six-pack. The central middle rectus abdominis muscle is made up of the right and left halves, separated by the linea alba, the so-named midline of connective tissue for the body, with the centered umbilicus. Functionally, our rectus abdominis flexes our trunk anteriorly, while working with the other abdominal muscles to compress our abdomen. Separated from the rectus abdominis muscle by the connective tissue so named the linea semilunaris, you'll find the external oblique, the visible exterior lateral abdominal muscle, functioning to pull the chest downwards and compress the abdominal cavity. Furthermore, the internal oblique, located immediately deep to this external oblique muscle, forming the second layer of the lateral abdominal muscles. The internal oblique flexes and bends the trunk while assists the external oblique's functions. Moving on to the transverse abdominis, the deepest of the abdominal muscles. This muscle is known as the corset muscle, reflecting the role of compression largely for the abdomen, as well as assisting in the stabilization of our lower back. For your certainty, your abdominal wall layers all the muscles and the included connective tissues, those tendinous intersections between the muscles and the enveloping fascia, all work together compressing the abdomen, creating the so-called wall of support for the internal organs. Now, a hernia is simply a gap occurring within areas of the abdominal wall that are naturally weak. These areas are those areas between the muscles, those tendinous intersections, as there is no underlying muscle. Our bodily connective tissue strength is generally associated with the strength of the connected muscle, as the enveloping connective tissue and the tendons themselves endure resisting the stress along with the muscle, thickening with training, growing naturally, enveloping the encased muscle. However, when weakening, or possibly even stretched, a hernia can develop. This potentially allows for the underlying fat, or even the internal organs, to push through this gap, causing one to notice a bulge forming under the skin, where the hernia has started to develop. For the strength training of the abdominal wall connective tissues, an individual needs to simply stretch, causing mild resistance through one's core, while compressing the internal viscera. This mild elongation of the midsection tissues can go forth, causing a strengthening adaptation for those connecting tissues. Progressing more towards advanced movements will be through the addition of some very mild body weight resistance, just with the inclusion of the engagement of the muscle through the stretch training. These core stretch strengthening movements create the bodily maintenance that can thicken, therefore strengthen the connective tissue of the abdomen, helping you to inhibit further growth of the damage within the area. I invite you to join me in Physique Enlightenment Holistic Health Physical Therapy Tutorials. Come put in the necessary work to tighten your tissues.